fucking bullshit!
Welcome to the J.O.B. POD. This is episode 8. I'm here with my number one dude, B.A.D., Blake Allen Davenport, the original bad guy. What's up, Blake?
What's going on, guys? Not much. It is hotter than hell outside. I'm getting a little chafage going. It's not great, but we're going to get through that. Excited to start today's episode. Tony, what's going on with you, man?
Same old stuff, man. Just ready to throw down something on the pod, so
Let's throw it down.
get it going. Welcome back to the J.O.B. POD. Our first segment, as always, is going over. So, Blake, we took a break last week and did our Legacy series to talk about Shawn Michaels. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. It's kind of a long watch, but in my opinion, it's a pretty good retrospective from a couple of fans on the GOAT. But a lot of things happened while we took a break. One of those things being major releases from WWE. So, Braun Strowman, probably the biggest name on that list. A lot of talk has happened. Is he going to go to AEW? Is he going to go here? Is he going to go there? I'm not a huge Braun Strowman fan. I mean, I think he was okay, but he wasn't my dude. The one that upset me more was Aleister Black, because I thought that dude had massive potential. He was different. And I really was, looking forward to seeing where he was going. But some other names, Lana was released. The Iconics tag team was released. A couple more names. What are your thoughts, or have you heard anything about the releases?
Man, I wouldn't say Braun Strowman is my guy. I lost interest in him when he was done with Bray Wyatt. I mean, but I can't, that is just one that just floored me. I mean, because from my knowledge in WWE right now, I would have considered him one of the top stars. And how often do you see a guy on top get cut?
Right.
So I haven't read any backstage stories. I haven't heard anything. Did he want out of his contract? What is it? I don't know what's going on there, but I am interested to see what's going to happen. What all's going to come out of that eventually.
So from everything I read, he actually just signed like a $2 million deal, but then they cut him. So that kind of leads into the next part of this thing is the rumor and innuendo is the reason that they made all these cuts is WWE is preparing for a sale. So basically, Nick Khan, who Tony Khan called out a couple weeks ago for talking New Japan, there's a lot of buzz that he is aligning WWE to be sold probably to NBC for billions and billions of dollars. But basically, they're cutting the roster down. They're making changes. So that's the rumor and innuendo out there. What that looks like if they do sell, I don't know. I'm assuming that somebody like a Triple H or somebody will still be running the show, but I'm assuming that Vince is trying to squeeze all the money he can out for his family before this thing, before he dies. I mean, he's getting up there. It's time for him to make some changes. So it's something to keep an eye on, but I don't know enough about what they're planning and if that's really what's going to happen to really speak on it too much. But the releases are surprising. Before we move on past the releases, one thing that is of note, which is super comical, is Samoa Joe got released and rehired this week, and he's now the GM of NXT. Don't know what the fuck they were doing there, or if it was just like, let's get rid of fucking Samoa Joe, and then he's like, where's the fucking Samoa Joe? I need him to be my general manager of NXT. I don't know, but yeah. So Samoa Joe got canned and rehired in record time. So I know you're a big fan of Joe. What are your thoughts on that?
This may come off as a surprise. I mean, I'm sure he's glad to have a job, but I thought he was so underused and so never really given a chance to run. I was kind of upset to see him back at WWE, just to being honest about it, man. I would rather see him, I mean, it would probably be a hit financially, but I would honestly rather see him back in Impact, I want to see him be, Samoa Joe, the killer, you know, and I don't. I'm sorry, commentator Samoa Joe and GM Samoa Joe. It's not working for me, man. And so for what it's worth, I'm glad he's employed somewhere. I'm glad somebody sees the value in him. But at the same time, I'm like, I miss the old Joe.
Well, so I mean, if you look at it, I mean, we all know, you know, going back to WCW, who did Vince ever let get over that was from WCW? You know, Booker T is pretty much it. But it's kind of the same with Impact, man, or TNA, whatever you want to call it. AJ Styles is the only breakout that he's let get over and let have big runs. I mean, can you name another person that was a TNA original or started their career as a person in TNA, a main event guy that is getting over in WWE?
You know, one person that I felt like was going to get over, but Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I'll agree. But they never let him get to those heights.
No, they never did. And I feel like his theme music and entrance got more over than he did, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's a shame because really AJ Styles and Bobby Roode, in my opinion, are the two most talented dudes that ever came out of TNA, and Roode should be up there with AJ doing big things, I think.
Yeah, I could agree with that for sure. And then, you know, they brought in James Storm and that fizzled out in like a month. Didn't do much with him. It kills me to know the last I heard that Joseph Parks Abyss is sitting backstage doing something at WWE. You know, he's still one of those guys, man, super over to me. Really awesome character, and it just sucks to see him sitting backstage. I'm like, get that dude in front of a camera.
Well, he's doing the Joseph Parks thing though, right?
No, man, I don't think he's doing anything. He's just backstage. He's just himself. Chris Parks.
I saw a picture of him and AJ doing a segment, so I think he's still doing a character. It's just he's not doing the Abyss. I think so.
Well, I would assume that you know, especially after they didn't let go of broken Matt Hardy, TNA is probably not going to drop Abyss to him either. But
right,
I finally went back and watched the second the one of two. I guess it's 2 of 2 for Brian Pillman, and my God, what a trip that was!
I told you, man, that one was pretty devastating.
It really was, man. And, you know, Pillman was always one of those guys. My first associations with him are his association with the Hart Foundation. Outside of that, it was just another crazy gimmick to me, even though it was revolutionary at the time. When they brought him into WWE and, you know, had him put on a dress and all this other shit, I'm just like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
And but hats off to Dark Side of the Ring and their producers, because at that point, again, not reading dirt sheets, not doing anything, I didn't know that he had that car wreck that, you know, basically ruined his life.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a great episode for sure. You know, it's one of those things, you know, I almost wish we didn't have to have these episodes just because some shit's got to go down. There's, you know, as Jim Cornette said, there's never a light side of the ring, right? You know?
Well, I mean, like I said, after watching that episode, man, I'm pulling harder than ever for Brian Pillman Jr. I want to see that kid do big things, man, because he had a rough go of it. You know, right now he's doing big things and he's going places, but I just, you know, all the respect out to him and all the hope that he continues an upward trajectory. So,
oh, for sure, man. And then, you know, I always kind of wondered what kind of a person would go on Raw the night after his death and do this fucking interview, and then we get that Dark Side of the Ring episode, and I'm like, all right, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely had some problems. So, for sure. All right, man. So that's all I have this week for going over. Do you have anything else to add in as far as news and wrestling this week?
No, man. Like, you did a good job. Actually, you know, I did hear, and again, I don't remember the source, and I'm not going to cite sources because chances are 90% of them are bullshit anyways, but Um, I did see one that Bray Wyatt was not leaving, to kind of follow up on what we did a couple weeks ago. He's not leaving, but they are keeping him off of TV just to kind of make that character fresh and kind of keep it like an attraction.
Well, I'm sure
Which,
they'll
if
repackage it again. You know.
I mean, and if that's the case, okay, cool. I got no problems with that.
Yeah.
I just, I feel like coming out of WrestleMania, I mean, just to let that gimmick just die off, and then to have him on, Raw doing a Firefly Funhouse, it just, all that momentum just kind of died, man.
Yeah. All right, man. The only other thing I have to say is Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is this weekend, this Sunday. I haven't kept up with a lot of what's going on. I did see that Rey Mysterio is basically calling out Roman Reigns. I guess he took Dominic out. I don't know. So I guess there's going to be some stuff going on there. I do want to mention, and I don't know when this took place because we've both admitted neither of us are active watchers of wrestling. But I did watch a segment where Roman and the Usos had a promo where basically, I don't know which one. One of the Usos is against Roman, and the other one is kind of still Roman's lackey. And Roman was just cutting this hardcore promo on that's your brother, that's your guy. You gotta stand up and change his ways and this and that and blah blah blah. And dude, Roman's promo skills are coming along. Like I'm growing on Roman, man. I'm a fan of where they're going with his tribal chief gimmick, his heel character, and I mean I think him working with Paul Lee is just it's elevated him so much, dude.
Well, I will say that anytime you put anybody with Paul Lee, it's going to elevate them.
Right. But usually it elevates him by Paulie doing the talking. But I think it's elevated Roman to where he's able to hold his own on the mic now.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll go look it up. I mean, if you give it that kind of review, I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think he's finally found his footing as far as being able to talk. Like he's not stumbling. The words that are coming out are believable, and he's talking about family and all this stuff. I mean, it's good stuff, man. I think he's coming along. So,
more power to him, man. Like I want them to get over.
Yeah.
As much shit as we talk about the product, I mean, we don't want to see it do bad.
No.
We want to see it soar.
Yeah.
I want to see arenas selling out again and ticket sales spike and, maybe not have to rest on our nostalgia for entertainment,
For sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're both huge fans of the business. On this show we go both sides, shitting on them and giving them props when it's due. But we just want to see a product that, that we can enjoy and not the toy commercial they show out every week on Raw. So
testify.
All right, brother. Well, we'll wrap that segment on and move up to the next. Welcome back to the J.O.B. POD. Our next segment is a favorite of ours here on the show, Picture Association. So basically we're going to throw each other a picture, and we're going to have to guess what that picture sounds like or what it makes us think of. Blake, I'll let you get started first.
So the first one, a little melodramatic, but I enjoyed this moment.
Raven has just crucified the Sandman, and now he has to come to the ring and apologize as Scotty Levy.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe I offended some of you guys with my religious iconography.
But you respected Scott Levy's privacy, and I choose to respect yours. So for whoever I offended, I'm sorry.
And then he bounces. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I get it. I doubt anyone in that crowd was offended. Honestly, do you think?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Do you think if Kurt Angle had not been in that show, that this apology would have taken place?
Not at all. No, yeah. And it's funny that you said that because I was getting ready to say that. Like, without Kurt Angle being there, this doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, I mean, a crucifixion would be another day at the office for ECW, you know?
I mean, WWE did it how much, you know, later when they put Stephanie on the Undertaker symbol or whatever. It
That's
wasn't
right,
viral.
they did. Yeah.
So.
Yes, that was a ploy to get Kurt Angle back, who was quite offended by this. So
Yeah. All right, man. So to kind of flip it to the other side, this one's a little more comedic. So here you go. Now this is a sound.
stand back, there's a hurricane coming through. Yeah.
Also an acceptable answer. What's up with that?
Oh, damn, that one too. Yes.
Oh man, I love the Hurricane. He was so over with me. I mean, I know it was a goofy gimmick, but dude, he was so awesome. And then obviously when Rosie joined up and became the superhero in training or the shit, I don't know how the fuck they got away with that one, but it's super hilarious to me. So
Yeah, dude. No, I still follow Shane Helms on Instagram and Twitter, and he's still a cool dude.
fuck yeah, man. Shane Helms is awesome.
What's up with that? What's up with that? All right. So number 2, probably not meant to be comedy, but we have gotten tons of laughs out of this, so I'm gonna shoot this on over, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Ah, Bubba. Ah, I fuck you in the ass with Coke bottle. I break your back. I make you humble. I do not do a very good Sheik. I'm just telling you.
It's okay, man. That was my God, so much better than his in-ring career ever was his shoot promo career.
Fucking bullshit.
Oh, that's is that when they have the door and everything in the back office?
Yeah, dude. Damn. Yeah. So
That's my favorite.
yeah, APA. Fucking drinking beers, just taking people out, and mostly just spending time backstage doing shit like this, the bar brawls, all that shit. But yeah, I loved the APA back in the day. They were fucking awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I enjoyed them when they were with the Ministry of Darkness.
The Alkalites.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, man. Let's see. My last one is just one that's just funny to me. I don't know if you're going to know this or not. You may, just because, you know. But this is
Got some trickery, huh?
stupid as it has always made me laugh.
Yeah. TNA, Bully Ray, Aces and Eights, but the segment or sound you're looking for, I have no fucking idea.
This is where he looks at Taz is doing commentary, and he looks over at Taz. He's like, "Taz, my balls."
Did somebody blow him, or?
I think this one was the cheese grater. Like someone hit him with the cheese grater.
Well, I'm definitely interested in checking that out now.
I'm sure I sold the hell out of that, but
No, I mean seriously, I definitely want to figure out what the fuck happened there. All right, man. So my last one is a moment that in real life gave me chills, just because of the fucking impact in that arena. No pun intended. This is not TNA. But just this whole moment and everything that led up to this moment and everything that comes after this moment, and just that whole night was insane, dude. So let's see what you think about it.
oh shoot, man. Is this the Royal Rumble?
No. This is something that you would be heavily invested in. Let me help you out.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. One Night Stand 06, I believe.
You are correct, sir. The heat in that fucking building for RVD winning and John Cena losing, him walking in like a fucking battlefield, all the backstage stories of they didn't know if John was going to be hurt or not. My favorite moment of this whole thing is he takes the t-shirt off, throws it to the crowd like he did every other night, and they fucking threw it right back. That
Oh
just
yeah, dude.
that epitomized what the ECW audience was and what they wanted to see that night, and what they were not going to settle for was John Cena leaving there with that fucking belt.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe I didn't get that crap. Yeah, I remember that because and that's just think about how iconic that sign is that somebody brought is now.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, if Cena wins, we riot.
yeah. And dude, I have a feeling that they fucking would have.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's very possible.
Like I don't love the fact that they had to stick Edge in there to take Cena down to get RVD the win. I think they should have given it to him on his own, but
Yeah, he
nonetheless,
should have went over clean.
yeah, nonetheless, fucking great moment. And honestly, this was the first pick I grabbed this week, and what made me think of it was I watched the RVD icons on WWE Network, and it was just going back through his career, and they got to this moment, dude. And, oh man, it was so awesome.
No, sir, you did not watch it on WWE Network. You watched it on Peacock.
Well, what the fuck ever. Same fucking shit to me.
Like I don't like the layout of it as much as I like the network.
I fucking
Network
hate
was so
it,
much
man.
better.
So much more content. Everything you wanted to see, you could get to easily. All those documentaries are gone. Sucks.
But dude, let me just hit on this real quick while we got the picture up there.
Yeah.
That night, I mean, yes, it was very legendary, and I enjoyed every minute of it. The problem comes 2 nights later, when they debut ECW on Sci-Fi,
Mm-hmm.
and my favorite fucking wrestler is out there beating up a zombie with a cane. And I bring this up a lot because that to me epitomizes disappointment.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you see Sandman at the one night stands, and he's coming out, and they're singing the music, and it's just the goosebumps you get. And then now he's beating up a fake zombie.
Yep.
This is what you're doing on my crew.
No, I'm with you, man.
You might not have screwed Brett, damn it, but you screwed Blake, Vince.
Yeah. I mean, we all know, the failings of WWE, ECW, and how it wasn't what it could have been. But dude, they totally could have made that an internet only product. I mean, that was right when streaming was starting up, and it could have been revolutionary. But
Well, that's what Shane had pitched, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
And that would have, I mean, that would have done it for me. Keeping our episode on YouTube, that would have done it for me.
Yeah. But, it became another third brand that became just like the other two brands, so it sucked.
Yep.
All right, man. So that's the end of that segment. We'll move on to the next. Welcome back to the J.O.B. POD. So our next segment is called Create a Wrestler. So this is a new segment we're trying. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a wrestler that maybe just didn't get over, or maybe they kind of went off the rails, and we're going to repackage them with a new gimmick or a new whatever, and we're going to try to get them over. So this week, Blake, you're going to start us out. What do you got?
I'm going to go back to my always faithful, should have been over the Blueprint, Matt Morgan. I don't think that name's copyright, so I think I'm still gonna like the Blueprint. It sounds so original to me, and so I'm keeping with that moniker. But here's the thing: you go back to 03 to 05. Matt Morgan is in OVW, where he has the OVW championship. Okay, this is before NXT and all this other shit. So first of all, I'm letting Matt Morgan just be a beast in OVW. And, he's, at that point, I think they still got Lesnar, Cena, everybody down there. He's beating the hell out of everybody. Maybe not Lesnar because they were building him. But maybe don't even put Lesnar with him. Keep building Morgan as just this monster. Have him show up on Raw with the OVW title. I mean, because I think, WWE at this point, they're already have in mind they want to build a territory as a brand. Not a territory, but a developmental as a brand. Yeah. Yep. So you showcase the blueprint Matt Morgan with the title, and each week he is going through the roster cleanly. I mean, I think, first, maybe do it like they did with Kane. Like, don't start him with, just like pick it on cruiserweights. I mean, you shoot him straight to the top. Um, at that point, I'm trying to think, maybe have them take out, world's greatest tag team, and if like have Angle kind of cower out, run out. What I don't remember what year they, Stone Cold needed off for his neck surgery, but I think you could also incorporate this into that. I mean, instead of he did it for The Rock, no, like have this big ass monster just run through him, the entire time boasting that he's the OVW championship. He came from nothing, is gonna tear everyone in his way down. So, he's running through Team Angle. He's running through Stone Cold. I mean, he's. I don't remember if Rock is in Hollywood at this point.
In and out.
In and out. I think just to kind of keep making him, you bring back in The Rock to have this feud with him. I mean, you keep him working with bigger names and bigger names until I want to get to Triple H. Like, I want to work Matt Morgan to Triple H. And I'm saying, I think he even, because when they were going to bring him in, they had originally pitched a gimmick to him that he was going to be Kane's other masked brother named Abel.
Really?
Yeah. So I think you almost take at one point or another, while he's running through this roster, still the OVW championship, all the while building credibility for that belt. He's telling them, you wanted to strap me with this stupid ass gimmick and I'm not doing it. And I'm going to keep tearing through this roster till I get the respect I deserve. Until, at this point, I think everybody's well aware that Triple H is, Stephanie's husband, and he's in with the McMahons and all this other stuff. So I think that Triple H is like, I'm building the future, and we're not going to have you ruining this company. And I think Triple H is coming out on behalf of the McMahons. And he's like, you've torn through Austin, you've torn through The Rock, you've torn through Kane. He's like, but I'm going to shut you down. And I don't know the best way to blow this off, but I say, if you really want to make that title, Triple H is your champion coming in from this side. I say you have Matt Morgan win that match as well. That he's holding the WWE and the OVW title. And then in the way I picture this working out is, at the end of the match, he's probably hit Triple H with a sledgehammer, and Triple H is bust up. He's bleeding in the middle of the ring. And he's kind of looking up at Matt Morgan, kind of dazed, and Matt Morgan's got both belts. But then he kind of pulls a Shane Douglas and he throws the WWE belt down. I never needed your crap anyways. And that way, I mean, you have so many things that can spawn off of that. You have built the championship for your developmental promotion. It's going to be a belt that is, coveted again. It really is. I mean, it's going to have national recognition. You're going to draw talent to the territory just by doing it. On top of that, you're going to have, all of those feuds of people that he ran through. They're all going to want their second shot. I could see him taking on, again, just still increasing the belt. Have the world's greatest tag team come back in, and they're gonna ambush him, and they're gonna have a 2-on-1 match. where I think Angle's going to come down and he's going to do something. I don't know how you take, at that point, you've built that monster so far up that I don't know how you take it down. But I think it's going to have to be something drastic. I think eventually, he's run through Triple H, Austin, all that. I also, what I thought would be cool is if you go back to where he was in OVW, you did not have him face Brock. Then you can bring Brock in and say, you never faced me. And then, Brock Lesnar finally knocks off Matt Morgan, reclaims that title for OVW. Then Morgan can settle all those scores that he knocked people off along the way. You've got an immediate, monster in Brock like you wanted. And that's your blow off at WrestleMania.
Okay. So a couple of things I want to just gather from you, because obviously you know a lot about him and a lot about his career. What exactly does the blueprint mean? Is it saying he's the blueprint for the perfect wrestler? Like what? Because
that's essentially it.
I think I wasn't really watching at that time, so I know who he is, but I don't think I really followed him as much because I just wasn't around.
That's basically it, yeah. But not just a wrestler, but a physique.
Right.
Just everything.
Yeah.
If you're gonna build perfection, he is the blueprint.
So the other thing I was thinking of, do you think his inability to talk hurt him? Do you think he needed a manager maybe?
Yeah, definitely. And as I'm going through that book storyline that I gave you, honestly, I bring Jim Cornette with him.
There you go.
Because,
JC versus Paul E, maybe?
Yeah, how cool would that have been?
Fucking
and
awesome.
then on top of that, you have, Jim Cornette's link to Ohio Valley.
Mm-hmm.
It books itself, bro.
No, I'm with you, dude. The one thing that always bothered me, we're both, we've lived in Kentucky and we know about OVW and this and that. But the one thing that always bothered me is the only time they ever mentioned it on TV was when they shipped Spirit Squad back to OVW in a fucking wooden crate. So they made it a joke. It was never like a premiere, like this is serious. This is where our talent come from, anything like that. Like it would have been awesome if they'd shown OVW the respect and used what you're saying to kind of put them out there. I know OVW kind of wanted to say, small pond kind of stuff, but I think a little bit of recognition and a little bit of working together and that kind of thing would have helped both sides.
Well, absolutely. You could stay, that small pond that you want to be. You don't have to accept everybody that walks through, but
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice to have options? Wouldn't it be nice to have, okay, I want this guy and I want this guy, and you're not going to make the cut.
Right. No, I dig it, man. I think that he definitely could have got over. I think he definitely needed a manager. And that's based off of just a little bit I've seen of him. I think his in-ring stuff was great, but it just seemed like he did need somebody to help him on the stick a little bit. So I think that'd have been awesome. I would have liked to seen some like vignettes maybe of why he's the blueprint. Show him fucking in the ring, show him working out, show whatever, show us why he's a blueprint. That's the thing.
And then going back using that, for those vignettes, use the footage of him in OVW building that developmental.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's like in the last decade or maybe longer has bothered me is who are these people? Like who Stone Cold is, who The Rock is. They had defined characters and characteristics, but like when you tell me this guy's the blueprint, what makes him the blueprint? Who is he? What And the same thing goes today. Like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is a great worker. Who is he? What is his character? Who is this guy? Like, and I'm not knocking Seth, but I'm just saying with a lot of guys, they just never define them anymore. And I think that's why they have people like Mike Morgan that don't get over.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. There's not much. I feel like it's based on people's personality and not so much being a character anymore. Like, it's your personality and they give you a storyline. Now go be yourself within that storyline.
Right. But who's yourself? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they get these names like, you know, saviors and this and that, but it's like, okay, but who is that? Who are you? Like I don't get it. I don't know. All right, man. Well, I really dig that. So, mine is kind of a work in progress, and it's just kind of off the top of my head, but this is where I'm going with this.
All right.
So my pick is Bo Dallas. So
Ooh. Okay.
first of all, we scrap that name because it fucking sucks. I don't like it.
Testify.
But what I picture is the antithesis of Bray Wyatt. So I'm saying, I don't really have a name for him, but maybe, you know, something related to Bray Wyatt. So what we're gonna do is you're not gonna see Bo Dallas on TV, and when I say TV, I'm talking FCW, NXT, whatever the shit, all that. You're not gonna see him. He's gonna get experience, he's gonna get exposure, but it's always gonna be in dark matches. So we don't see Bo Dallas at all. So moving ahead, Bray Wyatt kicks it off. Bray Wyatt's doing his thing, right? You got Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. They're running roughshod over all things WWE. They're beating, you know, all the big guys. They're beating, you know, this. I'm gonna say we're gonna be like pre bringing like Daniel Bryan in, and pre like breaking like Randy Orton in, and like having Braun, even Braun Strowman. Like this is early Bray Wyatt, but he's getting over. But what you do is you take Bo Dallas and you make him the antithesis to that. So Bray Wyatt is like your dark cult leader, right? So Bo Dallas is going to come back, but he's going to be like the white light. So if you look at like picture like Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, you've got the darkness and the light. Or even, you know, you could even say the Undertaker versus Kane, because Undertaker was the darkness until Kane came along, right? And then Kane was the darkness. Undertaker was kind of the light side of that. So I think Bo Dallas or Bray Wyatt never had an antithesis. He never had the perfect opponent because they weren't the opposite of him. He fought wrestlers, right? He fought Daniel Bryan, he fought Randy Orton, he fought, you know, John Cena, all these guys that were just wrestlers. So what I want to see is I want to see the Kane version of Bo Dallas. Now obviously Bo Dallas isn't a monster. You know, he's a great worker. But I want him to come in and basically this Christ-like gimmick, right? So he comes in as I'm the brother of Bray Wyatt. I'm here to eradicate Bray Wyatt. I'm here to stop this darkness from flowing through the WWE. And I'm talking like not straight up preacher gimmick, but like all his shit's white. But he's also not doing the Believe inspiration. Like fuck all that shit. That's goofy. It's not serious. Nobody's getting over with that. So he's not doing
Brother Devon.
no, he's not doing that shit, man. He's a fucking serious character, and what he's doing is like I see Bray Wyatt like luring in the Daniel Bryans and the Randy Ortons, and you've got Bo Dallas in there who's the antithesis of that. He's stopping that. He's like, you know, we're gonna bring you out of this, you know, cult. We're gonna, you know, wash you of your sins and all this stuff. And then he forms a faction of like three guys, like him, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton. And I'm picking those guys because that's who, you know, Bray influences and brings in. So Bo Dallas has, you know, interspersings with Bray Wyatt. He goes in and out. You know, first they have a big thing. Bray beats him down. He goes off and sulks in the corner for a while, but he comes back. And as he's coming back, he's, you know, he's having matches with other people and he's doing other things. But at the same time, that's when Bray is bringing in a Randy and getting him involved in his cult. And he's bringing in a Daniel Bryan. So then we build up to, you know, later on in the years, and Bo Dallas finally pulls Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan, and they create, you know, an anti-Wyatt family. So they go basically the lightness versus the dark. WrestleMania happens. The main event of this storyline is Bray versus Bo for, you know, if I win, you go home back to the swampland. You take all your bullshit. You're done in WWE. You're done bringing your darkness to WWE. And you know, your secondaries are basically your tag team matches. So you've got Luke Harper and Eric Rowan versus Randy and Daniel Bryan. I'm going to have Daniel Bryan and Randy win that match so that we have a little bit of hope. But then when you have Bray Wyatt versus Bo Dallas in a steel cage, because this is the only way he can keep the Wyatt family from interfering, somehow, some way, Bray Wyatt fucking pulls his dark shit. He does the Sister Abigail. Boom. He comes out of the ring. Bo Dallas is defeated. So that's just kind of a jumping off point. Obviously, there's way more places you can go with that, and you can, eventually have Bo come up and get his, come up on his brother. And the other thing with this is we're not going to bullshit people. Everybody fucking knows Bo Dallas is Bray Wyatt's brother. We're going to tell them that. Why they've tried so hard with Kane and the Undertaker. Oh, they're brothers, and everybody's like, no, they're not. Why would you keep Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt from being brothers on TV when every fucking body in the crowd knows they are? I mean, that's my opinion on it. So, but yeah, that's mine for this week. Is basically a savior version of Bo Dallas who comes to WWE to save the masses and save the talent from the evil Bray Wyatt.
And I think something you could do to blow that off sometime too is, in a cage match like that, have the lights go out, and then as soon as the lights go up, I mean, he's defeated, and then you can have lights come up, Wyatt family's there.
Yeah.
And then maybe you have them join forces at some point,
But yeah, man, I definitely think at some point you would do kind of a Brothers of Destruction thing with Bo and Bray. Maybe, for a summer or whatever, he turns Bray to the darkness, or he turns Bo to the darkness, and Bo's doing the whole Bray Wyatt thing. But I think if you do that, he would definitely have to be forefront. He couldn't be just another member of the Wyatt family. It'd have to be those two. Maybe it's after they had their Rowan Harper kind of split off thing where it's like Bo and Bray versus Rowan and Harper, and then that's kind of when you bring Braun Strowman in, and maybe that's when Bo's like feels betrayed, like you brought this guy in, like I'm not good enough, whatever, and he goes back or whatever. So a lot of places you could go with it, but I think that would have been a way to get Bo Dallas over for sure.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Something needed to get him over because he sure as hell didn't do it on his own.
Yeah. Believe.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, you're not going to get somewhere with that gimmick.
All right, man. Well, that's Creator Wrestler. I enjoyed listening to your idea, and I think it would have been awesome. So,
thanks, bro.
But we'll wrap it up and move on to the next segment. Welcome back to the J.O.B. POD. So our next segment is, now that's what I call a theme song. So basically we're going to play each other some theme songs, and we have to guess what the theme song is. All right, Blake, I got one queued up. Are you ready?
You got it queued up? All right, man. That's NWO, right?
Yep, you got it.
All right. I had to think about it for a second. I was like, yeah, because it's when you don't play the intro, because like that, the beginning of the song is what everybody remembers.
Yeah, that would have gave it away right a fucking way.
For sure. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, Tony West, name this tune.
The Miz.
That's it. Very good, sir. Very good.
All right, this one's kind of hard. See if you get it.
All right. It's not Snitsky, is it?
It is Snitsky. It is Snitsky.
Because I remember it was something like that, and I was like, we don't get the intro of it, so.
Well, yeah, I can't get that, man.
All right, dude. If you are ready for your next one, give me 1 second here. I gotta turn this down. This is your jam. Just kind of slithers, man.
Jake the Snake?
That's Jake the Snake, dude.
The only way I got that was you said Slithers.
I had to throw you a bone. You look lost.
I was super lost. I don't think I've ever even heard his fucking theme song. All right, here's your next one.
Boogeyman?
Yep.
I'm the Boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. See, I love this segment. We don't do it a lot, but...
No, it's definitely fun.
All right. I kind of threw you a hard one that last time, so I'm going to try to scale it back a little bit. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, man. Guess this tune. Well, I thought I was going easy.
Got nothing.
Ken Shamrock.
Really? I never would have got that.
Damn, man. Like, I thought I was going easy on that. My bad.
Oh, dude. I never would have got that one.
Right. I need you, Poppy. I know you're mad because you can't stop me. And if you
Yep.
You know that shit used to bump.
It still bumps. What are you talking about?
That's fair. Well, speaking of shit that bumps, I got one more for you here, and I'm gonna actually let you hear it from the beginning because if you don't, you're gonna be fucking lost. So,
Right,
you ready?
Yep.
All right, man. Here we go.
Oh. I don't know that I would say that one bumps though.
Oh, it definitely bumps, son. Bumps some trees down, bumps a bowl of oatmeal bag, bumps on a nice shave, you know.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up with that one. I don't think we can outdo that one this week. So
There is no outdoing that one.
that was name. Now that's what I call a theme song. So thanks for playing that segment.
Toy with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box? Oh God! Oh God! Oh!
Welcome back to the Job Pod, J.O.B. P.O.D. Our next segment is the gimmick box. So basically, we're going to throw out some random topics, and we're going to list our favorite or the worst or whatever those topics have to consume. So, all right, Blake. So we're going to start out with favorite T-shirt.
Favorite T-shirt. Okay. Man. It's like there's a big part of me that wants to say DX, but I've actually got my favorite was the Sandman's the one where he's on the front, he's holding the kendo stick, and on the back it's got the parental advisory logo.
I was going to say it's not him with the
Sandman.
snake arms, is it?
No.
That one was horrible. Was that Austin? Maybe that was Austin had the snake arms.
That was Austin's, yeah. But no, this was like, you know, Sandman is prone to smoking, drinking, ass kicking, keep away from children. I was like, I mean, that was my jam when I was a kid, man. I've owned like 3 of those, so.
All right, man. Mine's pretty generic, but the Austin 316, dude. Austin 316 front, skull on the back, still rock to this day. Greatest T-shirt design probably ever. Maybe up there with the NWO, because I think as many Austin 316 shirts as you saw just as many NWO shirts. So those probably had to be the top 2 sellers of all time. All right, brother. So next up, most hated wrestler. So this is just a personal opinion, a wrestler that you just disliked altogether.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. You know, I think you would believe that I was going to say Jake Roberts because of the way he acted at LexCon. But I've watched enough of his shit lately, and I'm kind of like, okay, all right, he's all right. He's all right.
What did he do at LexCon?
Oh, I didn't tell you about that?
No.
All right, so here's my broke self up there with my kids, right? And they're talking to Jake because, you know, they like wrestling too.
This is coming back to me.
This is coming back, okay. All right, so Logan's over there talking to him, and then he starts selling him like want a picture or something. I was like, Logan, dude, I'll get it for you, but you gotta choose that or Power Rangers. And Logan looked over him. He's like, Power Rangers. And Jake just like, yeah, find it best. You guys just get on out of here then. After that, I was kind of like, man, what a fucking dick. I spent all weekend just mean mugging this guy. But, I've grown up a little bit. I've been able to let bygones be bygones. So, Jake, if for whatever reason you ever hear this small independent podcast, I'll buy something next time.
So moving on, the most memorable vignettes.
Memorable vignettes. Okay. Man, it's so hard to decide between the two because we got some good topics this week. The Kane really didn't have vignettes per se, but like the teasing of his appearance was amazing. But if we're looking for vignettes, I'm gonna say Chris Jericho.
Okay, I'm with you. For me, there's two. First off, Mr. Perfect, because to this day, how can you not think of the Mr. Perfect vignettes when you think of Mr. Perfect? I mean, if you want to talk about a vignette created for getting you ready for a wrestler, it was Mr. Perfect, dude. He was throwing balls through hoops and catching his own fucking passes in football and shit. I mean, stuff that's just insane. Second of all, Razor Ramon, the fucking Scarface down in Miami, talking, doing the Razor talk, doing the Scarface thing, like fucking super over. So to me, those are the two guys that had the most memorable vignettes of all time. So,
I do want to take an honorable mention on that. Like if you go back to the time frame that it was, the Goldust vignettes, holy hell, dude. Like they were so cutting edge because of nobody would touch that subject, man.
Yeah.
So definitely a special shout out to that.
Yeah. Shattered a lot of people's dreams.
For sure. Man, Ahmed Johnson's especially.
Ooh, great googly moogly. All right. So moving on, our next subject is greatest or favorite weapons.
I've always loved. It's so cheesy, but I've always loved thumbtacks. Just the visual from it. Yeah. I mean, it's shiny. It catches my eye. It hurts like hell.
Boy, if I got a wrestler from you, his name is Thumbtack Jack. Kidding. Kidding. Is that mostly due to McFoley?
Yeah, that and Abyss. I mean, because for as hardcore as Foley is, man, like I always put Abyss on that level as well because I mean, I know you didn't watch a lot of TNA, so it's a little harder to talk about that. I mean, they had this guy named Relic, which is just killer backwards, but
I remember.
But my God, man, they were just burning it down. And then him and Jeff Hardy, him and AJ Styles. I think it's just those thumbtack spots that just, I mean, the overselling of it, it works for me every time. I get a pop.
Okay. So, as far as favorite and like memorable goes, Triple H's Sledgehammer's got to be up there. But the thing to me about weapons is you have to actually use it. And with the Sledgehammer, it was always the old hand over the end. Same with baseball bats, hand over the end, and then you hit them with it. So I'm gonna have to go kendo stick, dude, because kendo sticks, they fucking busted those over people's heads, over their backs, over their legs, over their shoulders, whatever. So just for the visual appeal of kendo sticks, and I mean, let's go back to the original Tommy Dreamer fucking getting, knocked with the kendo stick so many fucking times. I mean, to me, that nothing beats the pop and the visual of the kendo stick. And every time that they grab one, you know that shit's getting split open over somebody's head. So that's it for me.
I dig that, dude. You know, one that is really looked over and it hasn't been used in a long time is the old salt in the ice.
Yeah.
I was just we were just going over this. I was thinking, I was like, I haven't seen anybody throw any salt in anybody's eyes in a long time.
The old Fuji gimmick.
Yeah, dude. Or the Tajiri mist.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, man. So we're gonna end this on probably the most controversial, debatable topic we have on the gimmick box, but it's one that we both hold near and dear. Greatest Raw intro theme.
Greatest Raw intro theme for me. It is so hard to go against Union Underground, but the memory. No, I don't think I can. I think it's got to be across the nation.
Okay, so maybe not so controversial because that is also my pick. Like, I don't give a fuck when it's playing or when it's on. That's, to me, greatest of all time. Because, I mean, you can actually, like, sing it and it's in your head and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they had some other ones. Like, I don't know what the name of the one was, like, right before that, where it was like, I don't even know what the words were, dude, because it was like, dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because that's the one I was debating in my head but I think I just associate the memories in the ring with that theme song.
Right.
So, but as far as a song goes, now I did like and it was one from, it's not too long ago, man. Like I want to say within the last couple years, it was called like The Night. It was like, tonight is a night, bright lights, hype crowd. Yeah, I was like, that's actually pretty good.
When you're, dude, because that was like when we were heavily going to live events. So I think that's probably why. Because when they play that when you're at a live event, it gets you hyped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But what is the one that I'm talking about? Did it even have a name? Like, were they saying fucking words, just like chanting?
I just remember a lot of grunting.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were saying, but it still got me hyped. Da, 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 da.
And they had another one for the Warzone. Yeah.
Yep. All right, man. Well, I think that wraps up the gimmick box. So thanks for playing.
What happened to you, man? Used to be cool.
I'm still cool.
Nah, you've changed, man.
Welcome back to the J.O.B. POD. Our next segment is I Used to Be Over. So basically, we're going to throw each other some pictures, and we're going to say if they're jabronis, if they're still over, or if they used to be over. Blake, do you want to have the honors, or do you want me to go first?
I think I will take the honors this time. Let me get my pictures folder pulled up here.
Ooh. Now, are we talking just Tobey Maguire or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
I'm talking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Okay, so I'm going to say is still over just because there's mentions of him being brought back for this whole multiverse thing with Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home or whatever the shit's called, and the whole multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange. So I'm going to vote still over because of that. But if that wasn't a thing that was happening, I would say used to be over because I'm 100% a Tom Holland Spider-Man guy now.
Okay. See, I didn't know they were gonna do all that. I mean, you definitely keep up with comics more than I do. But that was my favorite incarnation of Spider-Man. But they have moved on to Tom Holland, so I was gonna say used to be over.
Okay. Well, we'll stick with used to be over because, like I said, I definitely can't say Jabroni, so we'll go.
Definitely not Jabroni.
Used to be over for Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. All right, so here is my first subject.
Oh man. Here's the catch, though, is like outside of Home Alone,
What? When you see Joe Pesci, the first thing that comes to your head is fucking Home Alone, dude.
I've been watching a lot of Bruce Stu lately, man. You gotta give me a break here.
Not fucking Goodfellas. You don't think he's funny? Funny how? Like I'm like a clown? Like I amuse you?
Yeah, dude, it went to Home Alone, so I guess, yeah, shit.
So let me just preface this by saying, if you say that Joe Pesci's a jabroni, both of our kneecaps are probably going to get broken. So you better pick used to be over or still over, brother. I'm just warning you now.
For me, used to be over, man.
All right. Well, we're gonna have a split decision on this one because I'm going to say he's still over. He showed up in The Irishman with Robert De Niro, and he's always going to be over with me. So Louis C.K. had a show. It was a play or some shit, but he tried to get Joe Pesci to be in that show, and Joe Pesci was just like, I'm not going to be in your show. But he would hang out with Joe Pesci, and they would just talk about shit. And Joe Pesci had told him this story about how mobsters look down upon dudes that ate pussy, because they said that if you go down on a chick, then you must be a bitch. I don't know how they came up with that rationale, but because that story is so fucking hilarious to me, Joe Pesci is still over.
No, I definitely want. This guy is definitely still over if he's pumping out stories like this. Jesus, dude.
All right, man. You're up.
All right, brother. Don't know how you feel about this guy, but we'll see where you go with it.
One of the greatest of all times, dude. I have no bad things to say about Peyton Manning. To me, he's still over. He'll always be over. He's a legend.
Okay, I appreciate you saying that because I agree. You know, I'm a Tennessee guy, and I mean Joe was. Joe. God, I'm still looking at the last picture.
Oh, Joe Manning there. Was he funny?
Yeah.
Was the football funny?
No, but no, Peyton was, always will be over in the state of Tennessee, even though I'm not there anymore. Loved his pro. You know, I'm going to get hate for this, but I cannot put him above Brady. Can't do it. I mean, I think Brady goes down as the greatest quarterback of all time. As bad as I hate it.
I struck that from the record. No, dude, I love Peyton. He's a cool dude. I wish he would have completed his whole career at the Colts because I was a fan when he was at the Colts, but I get why he left and I get why he's with the Broncos, and I think, he made the Broncos fucking relevant again, so props to him for that.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
All right, dude. So we're voting still over, right?
We are voting still over.
All right.
Because Nationwide is always on our side, regardless.
Well, this next one's going to be maybe a little more controversial.
Oh, man. He is so fucking canceled right now. But to me...
What did he get canceled for?
Didn't he say some outlandish shit a while back? Or I forget.
So here's the thing. I'm voting Jabroni because of the fact that I watched the video where he got his ass beat by a 5th grader. If you're getting beat up by a fucking 5th grader, you're a jabroni.
He's 5'5".
It's a 5th grader, dude.
There's some big ass 5th graders out there.
Yeah, I know. I saw one choke Cat Williams the fuck out. So it's pimping.
All right, so man. Yeah, dude. He's got heat now for stealing jokes.
Oh fuck. Who doesn't?
I don't know.
We have heat for stealing jokes, Blake. Fuck.
It's 90% of our shit. That is our shtick. No, man. I can't say he's... I haven't seen anything from him recently. I will say used to be over.
Okay. I mean, I could sway that way just because of his performance in Friday After Next was fucking hilarious to me. When he was clamping on old dude's balls. I am a boy, Damon. All right, we'll give him this one, and we'll go. I used to be over.
All right. We're being generous today. All right. So I'm gonna do a little self promotion with this one. Um, yeah. Let's see how this one does for you.
Oh, that dude's a fucking major jabroni.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna go with still over because you're keeping it alive, dude. You're gonna have to explain to the audience what this is because I'm sure there's some people that know, but I'm sure there's also some people who are like, "What the fuck is this?"
All right, guys. Actually, I'm just promoting me and Tony and our buddy Julian. We have another podcast coming up, and I didn't want to let everybody know. This is Servo from Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Um, Kind of a rival thing with Power Rangers back in the day. Tony has never seen it. So we're calling this Team Samurai and the New Guy. Basically, we're going to sit down. We're going to watch every episode. We're going to get some reactions from me and Julian. We're going to get some reactions from Tony, which I'm assuming is probably going to be a lot better than our reactions because we've seen it before. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're going to have some great guests. But we're going to get that rolling out for you soon. If you haven't yet, just go like Team Samurai and the New Guy here on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that's there. Look forward to bringing you more content every week. Also, check out Super Fun Entertainment Show. That's Tony Lee and that other guy that I don't know his name.
That's Tony Lee and Tim Pruitt. So
Tim Pruitt.
it's kind of a sister show, brother show, whatever. It's kind of a sister show to the Job Pod. Basically, it's kind of like the Job Pod. We do segments, but it's more entertainment wide instead of just wrestling. So, sheet plugs out of the way.
All right. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's I used to be over. Thank you for playing. We'll move on to our main event.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to the J.O.B. POD. We're now at our main event versus a game we all know and love for every week. So basically, we take a topic and we pitch what is the greatest version of this to us. So our topic for this week is the greatest wrestler to never hold the big gold belt, the WWE belt, whatever, the main title. So Blake, I'm gonna let you go first. Who is your pick for the greatest wrestler to never hold the major belt?
I think this week, brother, I think I'm going to knock it out of the park on you, and I don't think anybody can deny this. I'm going Owen Hart.
Okay.
Simple fact. I mean, you talk about pure in-ring ability. Yes, Brett had it, but Brett also had the belt. Owen had pure in-ring ability. Owen had mic skills, and I mean, as many people as the want to shit on the Blue Blazer, it was over enough to me. I mean, it always entertained me. So I mean, you go back to the classic feuds he had too. You know, Bret Hart. You know, even what he did with Triple H at WrestleMania 14 was pure money to me. His time with the Nation of Domination, he is hands down the greatest performer to never hold the WWE Championship. Here.
All right, man. That is very hard to argue. But I'm going to. So for me, and I did not follow WCW, as I said on every episode we've done. I don't believe he held a belt there, the major belt there. But to me, the greatest non-champion in WWE history is Razor Ramon. I think that dude was way better than he got credit for. I think mostly that's why he made the jump to WCW is he wanted to be that main event guy, and he was at a certain level, but he just wasn't getting to that main event, dude. You know, Kevin Nash got pushed to that main event, and I think honestly, I think that should have been Razor Ramon. I think he could have held the belt, and I think he was at that point beloved enough by fans that he could have carried the company in a way that Kevin didn't do. And I'm not saying that to knock Kevin, because as you know, I'm a Kevin Nash fan. But I think Razor Ramon. I mean, you know, WrestleMania 10, the first ever ladder match. The great matches he had with Shawn, the great matches he had. I mean, he was the guy. They put him in the ring with him. You know, first it was Waltman, then it was Razor to see if they could go or not. And if they couldn't go, they couldn't go. But yeah, I think Razor Ramon has got to be one of the greater what if stories of WWE history, because he could have gone a lot further, and I think he could have been a great champion.
You know, that's something I always wanted to just, wondered about is if he didn't jump, where would his career have went? So actually, I will take back what I said because you actually, that's a pretty convincing argument because I completely forgot he never held a championship. So, well, I mean, not the main
The major, yeah.
So, yeah, props to you on that one. Yeah, I completely forgot about Razor.
All right, brother. Well, that does it for our episode of J.O.B. POD for this week. So, we all, like we said before, we appreciate everybody tuning in and keeping up with us and looking forward to things to come. So, appreciate you talking to me, dude.
Well, as always, brother, get that too sweet, and we will see you guys next week.
See you guys later.
God damn, Jimmy. This is some serious going, man.